Welcome to Your OC Sucks, the weekly podcast where we review and critique the best and the worst fan-created original characters from the My Little Pony Fandom. This show is unscripted and unfiltered, so moderate language will be used. As well, this show can be a little heavy on the critique at times. That being said, if you are easily offended, do not watch. If not, feel free to join us for this week's show. This is episode 77 for September 4th, 2015. This week, we are going to show some OCs that make you see, brah, how these OCs are different as black and white. My name is Modified Thunderbirds. I am the host and show manager, and this week I am joined by...
Medi Bobo, I'm in charge of gathering questions and view interaction.
Smooth Sailing, and I'm the editor.
Soren wants pie, and I do the calendar thing.
Yay! Soren's
Soren,
back
you're
this
alive!
week.
Soren's back from the war. Confetti
Barely.
streams in the sky.
Yay!
Confetti streams. Well,
Bring.
you see, in my travels, I have indeed slayed a troll. The rumors are true.
Oh,
I have a necklace with the teeth and stuff.
oh.
But that's about it. There's no point to it. I didn't save any princesses or anything. It was just slay a troll, you know? Just a good old-fashioned troll slaying.
Fan art this week is quite amazing, stupendous. Let's go with
Yes.
it's going
Stupend
awesome.
amazing.
Awesome. We got a continuation of the Attack on Titan thing from Pencil Bud, where we're making fun of how short Medi is.
I mean, Touchpad is technically shorter than average ponies.
And Mummified, or Juris, is taller than average.
And again, I wouldn't be caught dead in the wings of freedom.
Ugh.
And since Commander's not here, he can't bring up his escape from the liner area, but it's one of my favorites, called Save Them by Knick-Knack. But the door is locked,
Yes.
and the only way out is through the perfume department.
Great reference. Cat in the Clouds this week did a lovely 4-part set of all of us with the... Wait, did she do the other thing? I need to double check.
She did mine,
You
yeah.
need a shave.
Unfortunately, she hasn't done one for Zoran yet.
That's okay. I don't like murdering people.
I have not murdered anyone yet. Knick-Knack did also make like a 4 set as well.
And she also has an idea for yours, Soren. But I guess she's gonna get to that one last.
Hooray! You gotta save the best for last. I mean, you know.
Yeah. She did mine first because, you know, you gotta come in strong, and then you gotta in the middle, and then end with the best.
It feels good to be handsome. But yeah. It's super cool. I like all the fan art.
Senpai, please notice me. I love you. Nah, you suck. Cries.
Man, that is an old joke. That was like, what, an entire year or something like that? Man.
An entire year.
Time really flies. This is a remade piece by Somber Starlight, of the other one that was forever ago, and that one was great too. It was beautiful, as I commented.
I was like, nah, you suck.
It's just like...
Because it sounds like something you would say, how you would say it. Nah, you suck.
What the fuck is going on? I don't understand. Please explain. The end?
Yeah,
The end.
I'm a little confused with the whole understanding of this one.
I like
I don't
I
understand.
like the coloring on the main tail, though. It's interesting and nice. It's beautiful. Almost.
By the way, there's a certain figure here that someone got very good timing for welcoming back Soren. Sapphire Canvas made a figure for him as well.
Yeah, it might have been... it was totally planned. She knew.
Definitely.
It's really good,
He's
though.
been conspiring with her for weeks now.
I'm like...
So right when
just wait till I get back. It'll be a surprise.
right when you get back
everybody.
from the war.
From the war in Death
This
Valley.
is him returning from the war with his pie.
In California. That's what it was. You slay the troll, you get a pie.
So moving on to the main part of this show, the part where we talk about OCs and whatnot, we are going to, or I will roll the die of fate to see
Wait,
who gets
what
to
are
go
we
first.
doing this week, though?
This week we are doing zebras.
Gross.
Gasp!
The magical, mysterious world of zebra OC things. Looks like we rolled a 3, so that means Smooth gets to go first this week. So, Smooth, what OC did you bring to the party?
I'm bringing on Cry. Cry?
Cry.
Cry is a young adult zebra with a pet raven named Shade. She was born in Namibia, but moved to Hollow Shades, where she generally doesn't see a lot of ponies or things like that, because Hollow Shades is generally known to not be as well populated as most other pony places. At first she got odd looks since she doesn't look very normal even for a zebra, but after just being there they eventually got used to it because, becomes normal when they're there a lot more often. Cry loves to sing and interact with animals of the forest. She's more of a wise and stoic kind of character, but she's still, down to earth, but doesn't really have the best memory, so she kind of forgets what's going on a lot of times, or what she was doing, or what she was talking about, sort of thing. She loves helping others, but she isn't good at incredibly dexterous tasks, so it's more usual for others to come to her for the help instead of her going to them to help out. She's really calm and quiet and likes resting, and sometimes takes rests while talking to others, or while others are talking to her and talking. And she likes to hum to herself while going about her day. And the back of her mane is cut short because it usually was incredibly messy and kept getting caught in thick branches and brambles and things like that. So she cut her mane a lot shorter there, just because it's easier this way.
Yeah, that makes sense for someone who would be in the woods, who has to get involved with brambles.
So, that is Cry.
Cool.
Get it?
No, this is Cry.
No, this is Cry. Let me show you.
And I like how she does, that's obviously not a thing that someone of Pony Society would do when it comes to cutting your hair in such a messy way. It's efficiency and style don't always go together.
Yeah, form over function usually is how Pony Society would do it, whereas this is completely function.
Yeah.
And I like that.
It's different.
Especially since I'm a function over form person myself.
That's
mainly because I have no form, but that's not the point.
And that's why you're so ugly. But it's okay, you're beautiful on the inside, baby.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. It is good. It's just it's just
nothing wrong with it kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's it's simple enough and it's good, and that's how it should be. Short, sweet, and to the point. There you go.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that. Short, sweet, and to the point.
So,
I don't understand. Have they decided what the swirly majiggies on zebras are? Are they cutie marks? Nope. Or okay.
I mean, most of the time they're called glyphs or something like that, but I mean, technically we have no clue. So I like how this is ambiguous enough to maybe be a talent kind of thing, but if that's not how it is, it can totally just be a marking. I like how most zebras go with either the regular black, white, and gray, or just completely out there colors for zebras.
Like pink and gray and...
Yeah, cough. But this is actually also a pretty accurate zebra color palette. And I really like that.
I always feel like there's not really much you can do with it because, it could... You could, just like with the normal ponies, because not horses don't come in green and shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, the stripes, just black and white, just belongs there. Every time you can do something that's a little different, but still seems like it fits. It's nice. I don't know. Say you took charcoal with blue stripes like what I have. It would look kind of out there and strange, I guess. So whenever you can, I guess it's almost like when the stripes are involved, it adds a certain depth to choosing new colors, but that's just me. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know.
I think these are like actual zebra colors, though.
Zebras can
Not-
be brown and cream,
I think so.
but
Yeah, because how many of us are really good with zebras?
you see,
None of us raise our hands.
I am a zebrologist, I'll have you know.
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop right there.
Good color, the black eyes are like, they don't bother me that much, but it still kind of catches me off guard, you know.
Yeah.
The stripes are good because they're like not just, not just stripes. They're more than that.
Yeah, they have like an actual way of them.
They have
Kind of
little,
thing.
they have the little, like, they look like crab claw things going on in the stripes, and they're like,
It's really cool looking.
they're interesting.
Moving on to the next OC. Thank you very much, Smooth, for bringing that on. We have a 2, so that means Medi gets to go next.
Alrighty. I'm bringing on Zezy, and it's pronounced Zezy. He was abandoned as a young kid, and he was found on the side of the road by some pony, and she helped him, and he became really attached to her, and he's scared of the world around him because it's just a little zebra living in a shit. Where is it? I don't think they list where he lives. But yeah, he finds it scary to be all alone in his world, the only zebra around. But he does grow a nice attachment to Shutter, which is the person who helps him. Her like nice, what is that? Caring, loving. She just help.
Motherly.
I can't think of the word.
Motherly.
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 Brotherly.
So she protects him, and then he wants to grow up to repay her for taking him in and being so nice. And he kind of gets taken in by her family, and they don't have really any issues about it. And he loves school as well. He likes to learn, and his dream is to either grow up and stay with Shutter or travel the world and discover brand new things. I know that's not a lot, but I feel like that kind of works. As a little kid, he has some ambition. He actually feels like he's young. Someone is kind to him after the world has dealt him a shit hand, and he grows an attachment to them, just as kids would normally do.
It's good.
Yeah, I feel like this isn't anything like special. The story-wise isn't anything special.
It's just, it's a thing that happens. Well, a lot of the times with OCs it's just things that happen, you know? Like, this could happen to an average person, and I feel like a lot of people put average people things into their OCs. And so if something isn't, like, over the top amazing, like, all the time, it doesn't mean it's bad.
This is true.
It's just, like, relatable in a way.
But
So-
something interesting should happen for the relevance of a story.
I guess so, because it is literally a fantasy land. You can literally do anything
I mean,
you
if
want.
you're going to tell a story, you should tell something interesting.
I mean, it's just something that happens to some people, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I don't like the mane at all.
Mm,
And it's not
yeah.
because it's not a zebra mane. It just looks bad.
Snap.
Like the
Well,
mane. Okay, the outline doesn't look bad. The coloring, the way the stripes work in his mane.
It's just
Yeah.
like stripe, stripe, stripe. It's generic.
Yeah, also, if Commander were here, rest in peace.
Does your hair
Rest
grow
in
like
peace.
that?
No, hair does not grow like that. Only if you dye it like that.
So this kid's been fucking. All right, measure. All right, dye. Wait a few months. Measure, dye.
As it gets closer to his ear, sorry, it's more correct in that way. But like the stuff in front of his face, like especially that lighter gray tip dangling out in front, it would not be like that.
Yeah.
It curves kind of, sort of. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but
But, like, besides that, like, the design is fine. He's a zebra. He looks like a zebra.
He's a
There's
zebra.
nothing
She's a
wildly outrageous about the zebra. He's just a little kid zebra, and he's like, ah, this is a zebra.
Yep.
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 Next.
Next already?
Yeah, there's nothing much to say.
Not on
Yeah,
next
I mean,
next.
this is basic, generic design. I think it's even Zekora's same colors besides the eyes.
Yeah, it's kind of got the same design going on the back if you look, and like the striping on the legs is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do
Same.
leave out the mark, and they leave out a lot of... Like, it's...
Yeah, they leave out the cutie mark.
Whatever it is.
Wink, wink.
Well, he is young, technically.
In parentheses, in italics, in quotation marks, because we don't know what the hell those are supposed to be yet.
Bolded in 48 size font.
Tribal markings, glyphs.
Anyways, besides all that, I think Zezy is a pretty good OC. I feel like he could use a little bit more improvement in his story-wise.
Well, he's
Maybe-
just a kid. Give him a break.
Yeah.
Goodness, man, yeah, come on.
We will move on from that OC on to the next one, which looks like that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 4. So that means Soren gets to go
Next.
No, you're
That's-
going last.
That's a 4,
Fool.
so that means Soren gets to go next.
Quinn?
Yeah?
Yes.
Quinn?
I'm gonna say Quinn because Quine sounds... I don't like saying it. It's one of those things that I
Mine
don't like.
sounds like it would be correct because it sounds more African.
No, quine sounds like equine.
Yeah. Quine makes his living climbing the mountains in Zebrica? Together, special plants and fungi that grow only in high altitudes. I'm assuming for, alchemical
Yeah,
purposes.
because the only zebra we know so far is an alchemist, therefore...
All zebras are alchemists.
I wouldn't say an alchemist, I'd say a potion maker.
Alchemist.
So he goes to Canterlot to climb mountains, because he likes climbing mountains. That's his thing. His goal is to climb every mountain on the planet, which is highly
Sick.
impossible. But that's what he wants to
I
do.
mean, like, it's probable.
Keep dreaming, kid. I don't know if he'll climb them all.
I mean, technically, we don't know how freaking that world, the world of My Little Pony, whatever it's actually called, because Equestria is only the nation, we don't even know how their transportation is, like, actually. So we don't even know if he can get to all of the mountains, let alone
Giant
how
horse.
dangerous they'll be. Manticores everywhere.
Giant horseman, giant slingshots. That's how you get across the world.
Jeez.
But yeah, so he climbs the mountains in Canterlot. But he requests audience with the princesses to ask their permission. But he was asked why he wants to climb the mountains, and he gives this little cryptic zebra speech thing. It's not really cryptic. He's like, it may be simple for those who fly, or use magic, or even technology to perch themselves upon the summit of this point of earth. Excuse me. However, I wish to speak with the mountain, learn its supple curves and unforgiving gravity. So he goes all poet here. I've spent my entire life devoted to learning the language of mountain heights, and though they will test you within an inch of your life, once they do speak, you can never forget the waking dream they tell you. I wish to learn the words of a mountain who has allowed so many to call it home and who watched so closely over the equestrian royal family. So, obviously, he's very passionate about climbing mountains, passionate enough to just, spout poetry about that shit.
I actually really like this character.
Yeah.
I kind of like it too.
I like how he has, like, a super, like, honorable goal, but it's not like, I want to slay every manticore in the world. It's like, oh, you want to do something that's actually like stuff that people do in the real world. Like,
Yeah. People... This is like one of those extreme sort of life goal kind of things.
it's like, I want to have climbed every mountain before I die. It's like, oh, that's actually really cool.
So after that little anecdote, it says, however, the entire event has become a bit of a spectacle with certain political factions of both Equestria and Zebrica.
And get the upper hand in some Zebrica Equestria trade agreements.
Yeah. I haven't lashed out haven't hashed out what exactly with the trade of Cullen gems. So something along the lines of Fallout Equestria. I don't know. I don't understand how that fits into anything. Am I just being stupid and not seeing something really obvious here?
The whole crystal thing and the illusion there was the fact that they used to trade crystals and whatnot and magical stuff to the ponies, and that's like the trade agreements and blah 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 and yada yada was all about what kind of started the war, from what I'm gathering. It's a zebra, and
In the Fallout Equestria universe before it actually becomes Fallout Equestria.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Or maybe it's just something that's similar to it.
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's just something similar.
But yeah,
I like things like that.
I like things like that too.
I like things like that 3.
Eh.
Eh.
Smooth doesn't like things like that.
His head is like some kind of sword, a scythe. Or his mane, that thing.
I can see it. Like a saw almost.
Yeah, I like how it deviates from the quote-unquote normal or regular zebra patterning, where it's not just stripes across the leg. It's like it's broken. You can see it like wraps around from the other sides, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just kind of
I really like his design.
It does.
I do too.
It does use the same colors as Zecora once again, besides the eyes, but I still kind of like the patterning.
yeah, cool glyph. There you go. It's because it's like a mountain, and there's like 4 dots, and that's like
Like climbing it.
scaling the mountain. Yeah.
Thank you, Soren, for bringing that one on. We're going to have to move on to the last good OC of tonight, which is my OC. Now, I brought on Catatonic by Crystal Jellyfish. He is from a tribe somewhere in, just a zebra tribe that in a far off land from Equestria. When this zebra was younger, he lived in this tribe, and around the time where he turned about like 10ish, like the other tribe that was near them like started being a little bit more aggressive, so people started worrying about like a war breaking out between them and this other tribe. And so when it did, he was about like 10 when he started like getting drafted in and being like trained to be a soldier, and he's treated like an adult, so he didn't really get to have a childhood, so to speak, whatever. He would often have to stay out late training, and on one such night, he arrived to a massacre. During this time, after he got back after training, he found out that the other tribe had come and attacked his tribe and captured him and a bunch of his friends, and he had to watch like them being tortured and whatnot. The rest of the tribe came in and like rescued the rest of them, but he got to the point where he didn't like know the difference between like his family and the other tribe, so everybody seemed like enemies. So when he actually got out, he actually ran away, and he thought everybody was an enemy, so he was just running. And as he ran, now this is the part where it gets a little bit confusing. He manipulated their minds, causing them to see hallucinations, so they wouldn't be able to follow him. And it was apparently done unconsciously to him, like it wasn't with his control. And it says that he never, quote, acknowledges this ability and still only uses it unconsciously, but it does appear as his talent. And it's like, okay, that's a little bit confusing as to why this talent just suddenly like appeared. But the fact that it continues on and says that he ran until he reached a place that seemed safe enough to rest. He continued this way for a long time until eventually he was out of the zebra territories entirely. He had reached a forest, enclosed and dark, seemed like a good place to go in his mind. He stayed in the forest for a long time until he came out the other side with Equestria. He's just like very paranoid and like murmurs to himself and whatnot. And I can kind of get that. I mean, like, if he was a torturer or a prisoner and he was tortured for years, or not years, but what felt like years, that would be a bad thing.
PTSD.
Manipulating people's minds magic, because that comes out of nowhere. That's like my biggest fault with this pony. But the fact that that is part of its story is actually really interesting for me, because it's like, with not knowing how the zebras work and everything, I can sort of add it to like this, okay, sure, maybe this works kind of mentality, but that needs to be explained a little bit more as to like why that's a thing.
And by a little bit more, you mean at all?
Yes.
We said this last week with Slate, the Diamond Dog, but this is probably an AU.
Yeah.
It definitely way too dark to be in regular canon universe.
Nah, you see, this stuff just happens in the dark the dark
definitely.
corners of the show. You see, it never happens to the main.
The show just
characters.
doesn't show it because Celestia put a ban on showing any of this
Yeah.
to the
Celestia's
cameras.
controlling the media. Down with the tyrant! Down with the tyrant!
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's an AU somewhere in here if it is. And if it's not, I have problem with.
It's an.
I don't feel like it should be a internal. I don't know. I don't like the idea of zebras having that type of magical capabilities. Maybe that's just me, because I'm very like, no, zebras don't work that way at all.
Just because he doesn't have a horn. Are you some kind of privileged horn head?
Like maybe if he had like brewed some potions. I don't know. I would have been like better if he like.
Technically, we don't know how zebras work, and Zecora does look as though she has magical capabilities, as she had done in Magic Duel, but we don't know how she does those at all in the slightest. So...
Sleight of hand. Trickery.
Yeah, one of them was sleight of hand, and then the other was her balancing on a stick on top of the water.
Oh. Sleight of hand.
And then the other's just straight up magic.
I like this character mostly because it takes what we know about zebras from the show and expands upon it in a different way, but not so radically that it feels jarring or off-putting. Okay. You know?
I don't like it because it seems to go... I mean, like, the basic body design, the design of the body is fine, but I feel like the mane and tail do not fit here, nor does the brain.
The brain's the only thing I really have a problem with, honestly. I kind of like the mane a lot more.
I like the idea of a brain being a cutie mark, but I don't think that it's the best for this particular character.
Well, I mean, with what this character is going for, it's one of the best things. We just don't understand it, so we can't really get behind it. Also, wait, I think I've been looking at this weird. Is that hair tied on more...
Yeah, that's not right.
How is that... is that just one giant sideburn, basically?
Yes,
It looks like one.
I don't like the hair smooth.
One giant sideburn.
Never mind. Sideburn isn't correct, but I like how his hair is different colored at least, or uses different colors in comparison to every other regular colored one that we've seen, especially this episode.
I don't
so
understand
far.
the pink next to his eye.
A pink eye.
Bruise, you know. Permanent bruise.
A permanent bruise.
From the torture.
It's a birthmark.
Would that show over hair?
Maybe the hair is
Maybe.
worn
No.
off.